Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. My name is Scott Reisch, and this is Crime Talk, the most fact-driven, unbiased true crime channel. First on the docket, things go from bad to terrible for the South Dakota Attorney General. Second, let's find this guy. Third, Lady Gaga's dogs are stolen. Is it weird that you have somebody's body decomposing in your bedroom? And finally, our dumb criminal contestant of the day, where new records are set. Let's talk about it. Good day, Crime Talk aficionados. This is Crime Talk, and my name is Scott Reisch. Thanks for watching. If you haven't done so already, please hit that subscribe button and then also hit that little bell so that you receive notifications of when we go live or put up new content. All right, first on the docket, things go from bad to terrible for the South Dakota Attorney General, Jason Ravsborg. As you may recall, the good Attorney General had a little incident several months ago where he thought maybe he hit a deer. Oh, it turned out it happened to be a guy. That's right. Well, the video of the Attorney General's interview has been released, and I'm sure whomever is going to represent the Attorney General in this case is dying 1,000 deaths. You would think that the lead prosecutor would know not to say a word, but he couldn't help himself. It's always better to look guilty than to be found guilty. And in this particular situation, the investigators used some great interrogation techniques against the Attorney General. What did they do? Oh, the silence was deafening. They would just be as though they're writing down notes, and the Attorney General would just volunteer more and more information. But then when it came to the critical issue, we found these glasses that just happened to belong to the dead guy in your car. Do you know who those might be? Well, those could be, I'm in the military, the reserve, so maybe they're for training stuff or something like that. Well, they get the video, they get a picture from the officers out at the car. The investigators ask the Attorney General, how would you not realize that dead guy who obviously came through your windshield, whereupon his glasses were deposited in your car, and you not realize that you hit a human being and not a deer? No good answer, but we're going to put that entire video up so that you can watch. Now, the Attorney General has some issues. Obviously, he's been charged in a misdemeanor case. There's no pursuing felony charges, although, if there was something along the lines of attempting to influence a public official, boy, gonna be close. But maybe the mere fact that he's the Attorney General, they're cutting him a little bit of slack. I'm usually of the opinion that if you're a public official, you should be held to a higher standard. And now the legislature has introduced articles of impeachment to have the Attorney General removed from office. It's not anything official yet, but it's been turned over to the Legislative Council. Maybe the Attorney General will resign. The video shows a very good point that I've always made in life. There are two types of people in the world, those that are humble and those that are about to be. Now, take a look at the Attorney General's, probably his campaign headshot. A little cocky, maybe a little confident, right? Take a look at his demeanor in that interrogation room. Even if you're the Attorney General, it can still be as intimidating as more than you could possibly imagine being in that interrogation room. That's why people need to say, you know what, I think I need to get my attorney in here, so the attorney can come in and say, we're stopping this right there. The Attorney General, we'll give him the presumption of innocence. He's entitled to that. Hell, he should know that. I wonder, as the Attorney General, he may have a little more sympathy now and then for somebody accused of a crime. He may realize sometimes accidents can happen and you can wind up having your entire life turned upside down. Check out the video and let me know what you think. Next on the docket, let's find this guy. All right. The New York Police Department is searching for a man who threw hot coffee on the bus driver. Okay. Like, bus drivers don't have enough to deal with every day, that they have to deal with some punk who doesn't want to pay when he gets on the bus, has a little altercation, sits down, and then when he gets off the bus, he throws hot coffee in her face. Take a look at this. I'm not sure anyone's going to know, but let's get this guy's face out there, because there's just something about being nice to people. This bus driver did nothing to this guy. He's a scofflaw. He doesn't think the world rules apply to him and that he doesn't have to pay for his little peddly bus fare. Well, guess what? You escalated it by throwing that hot coffee on this woman. Take a look at this video. Someone's got to know who this guy is. Next on the docket, you can't make this stuff up. Lady Gaga was out of the country, and she has a longtime dog sitter, a gentleman by the name of Ryan Fisher. He apparently is going to be okay, but he was in critical condition because as he was out walking Lady Gaga's bulldogs, someone came up to him, shot him 4 times in the chest, and took off with Lady Gaga's 2 bulldogs. She apparently has 3, but only 2 are missing, at least from initial reports. The gunman is still at large. Lady Gaga has actually offered a $500,000 reward for the safe return of her dogs, basically no questions asked. I think if I was Lady Gaga's publicist, I'd probably say that that's also for information leading to the arrest of the guy that shot my dog walker. But that's just me. It's unclear whether they knew that they were actually stealing Lady Gaga's bulldogs or just bulldogs in general. Either way, we wish Mr. Ryan Fisher a speedy recovery, and hopefully Lady Gaga gets her French bulldogs returned. Next on the docket, a quick recess. We've had so many people go to CrimeTalkSearch.com. First, we want to thank you. And we've received so many people providing feedback saying, hey, you wouldn't believe I was going to get involved in a relationship or I was going to do business with somebody, and I did a background search and you wouldn't believe what showed up. Thank God I went to CrimeTalkSearch.com. Please do so. When you do a background search, it can be done completely anonymously, and you're going to get information regarding everything regarding their social media presence, emails, phone numbers associated with the person that you're searching. The criminal background check is going to include whether they're registered sex offender, what their criminal history looks like. You're going to get information if there's civil judgments. You're going to get information regarding whether there are bankruptcies, marital records, divorce records. Find out if the person that you're hooking up with on that app maybe has a wife and kid at home. Those are the things you may want to find out before you get hurt. Go to CrimeTalkSearch.com. You'll be happy and satisfied that you did. And if you go there, hopefully you don't meet someone like this guy, Mr. Ronald Griffith. All right. The police responded to his trailer regarding a fire. And when the police put the fire out, can you imagine what they found? Oops, a decomposing body that was in the bedroom. Now, Mr. Griffith, we'll give him the presumption of innocence, has only been charged at this point with unlawful disposal of remains, and officials say charges are possible, probably depending upon the outcome of the autopsy. The identification of the woman hasn't been confirmed. All they're saying is that she's a 48-year-old woman from Mississippi who had lived in the trailer on and off with Mr. Griffith. Hopefully before Mr. Griffith goes to court, he gets rid of that beard and that whole Charles Manson look. If I was his attorney, I would certainly advise him to do that. Now, Mr. Griffith talked to the police and said that he let the woman stay in the trailer after he found her sleeping at a cemetery. Apparently, he worked there. Of course he did, because you can't make this stuff up, right? He said he found her dead and then left the body in the bedroom instead of reporting the death. Because that's normal, right? Let alone for 4 months. If anyone knows anything about the decomposition of bodies, 4 months, a lot of stuff takes place. A lot of insects and bugs can possibly come in to make that body remains go away. It's not a pretty sight. So we'll continue to follow to see what happens to Mr. Griffith. But somehow I think there's a little bit more to the story of the guy who works at a cemetery who just happens to have a 48-year-old woman deceased in his bedroom and doesn't tell anyone until the place catches on fire. You can't make this stuff up, ladies and gentlemen. Next on the docket, our dumb criminal contestant of the day. Do you know what we like most about the dumb criminal contestants of the day? Obviously, it's people that branch out and do new things that no one would ever expect. But we also like record setters. That's right. Let me introduce you to 28-year-old Nathan Danzuka, right? Here's his picture. And what we can tell, at least from the initial police report, and let's assume that the old Toxilizer 5000 is working absolutely correct, because if it's not, they need to get this thing fixed. However, if it is working correctly, Mr. Danzuka is a record setter. That's right, a new record of an extreme DUI. I've had people with high BACs. When you start getting in the high 0.2s, you're, 3, getting close to 4 times over the legal limit. Never have I seen anyone with a 0.778. That's right, 0.778. Of course, the legal limit is 0.08. That is 9 times over the legal limit. Mr. Danzuka either has an extremely high tolerance to alcohol, or he must have been literally in a state of being completely pickled. I could not imagine that he could even operate a motor vehicle. Hopefully, Mr. Danzuka, as a result of these charges, which we're going to give him the presumption of innocence as always, is that he will get some help for his alcohol issues. That's not safe. That's not healthy. Somebody has an alcohol problem. But Mr. Danzuka, we like your good initiative, poor judgment. That's what made you the dumb criminal contestant of the day. Pushing those limits, trying to set records. Congratulations. We'll see if you can hold out and be the dumb criminal contestant winner of the week, which we will announce next week. All right. Thanks for watching. We put something up on Instagram the other day. It was kind of ask Scott some questions. We're going to put that up on Patreon, and then we'll release it to everybody else out on the community page. But some good questions. Who would you rather represent? If you weren't being a lawyer, what would you be doing? I'll answer those questions. Make sure you subscribe, share this video with a friend, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. We'd appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you tomorrow on Crime Talk.